A piece of clothing that's become incredibly popular in the last few years has been the Carhartt jacket. More specifically, the distressed or sun-faded vintage Carhartt jacket, which regularly runs for the same price of a new Carhartt jacket. Obviously, I know I'm sounding like an old man here, but it's not my favorite to see secondhand clothes and the entire ethos behind buying used clothes be completely bastardized. Another aspect of this trend that I find especially ironic is that this trend is not big amongst the crowd that Carhartt makes clothes for. You're not seeing a plumber, electrician, or handyman in general rocking an $80 distressed Grail jacket. So today I thought it would be fun and a little ironic that I make my own Carhartt jacket with a more fancy, comfortable liner. One major problem I ran into in this process is that I didn't have enough loose duck canvas just laying around. In order to deal with this, I had to scavenge a lot of loose scraps from older pieces. This felt a little cathartic because, as I mentioned earlier, I'm not super proud of a lot of these previous projects, so a chance to rip them apart for a better purpose was really nice. This resulted in a sort of collage-like abstract factor that you'll see later in the video. Overall, I was really excited to work through this process and sort of troubleshoot a lot of the issues that I was running into. I do also think that after this process, I'm going to retire this pattern as I've used it a handful of times and there's just not a lot there. Because of the boxy fit of the jacket in its entirety, as you'll see at the end, I think it would be fun to now go for something more slim fit or more fitted in general. Another issue I noticed with this pattern is that the armholes where the pit is wasn't quite big enough for full mobility. So for more jackets in the future with 2 layers, I think I'm going to open that up just by about ½ of an inch, nothing crazy. So with that being said, thank you so much for watching and I hope you enjoyed the video. Have a good day. I gotta say, my least favorite part of the entire process is just cutting out the fabric in the first place. Here's me cutting out the liner, and here's me taking apart an old jacket just to scavenge some of the extra denim or canvas. Yeah, it's canvas, not denim. But yeah, this overall was a really cathartic experience because I really hated the jacket that I was cutting up, so it felt like I was undoing my mistakes and using a better pattern. Overall, great experience. As you can see, the sewing of the arm sleeves did take a lot longer than I thought it would, but overall, I think it just worked to add to a lot of the collage-like detail between the left arm and the back pattern. As you can see, this is the left sleeve. It's got a really interesting look to it. I absolutely love it. As you can see, this is just another view of the 2 sleeves. Obviously, I'll have to iron that out really quickly, but yeah, I just absolutely love the sort of thrown together ensemble look. I actually took a sleeve from the old jacket and used it for this one, which was really interesting. And here is the back panel. It kind of looks Levi or Lee denim-esque. I love how there's a top panel and then 2 coming down parallel to each other, and then we see the liner. After I stitched the back and front together, this is sort of what it looked like inside out. Nothing really super notable here, to be quite honest with you, but this is just the next step. And after that, we flip it inside out, of course, to give it just the second view. Obviously going to have to hit that with the iron, but I just absolutely love that asymmetrical back panel. Once I sew it all together, it looks something like this. So obviously from here, I'll stitch it up, sleeve to body, and then it'll be ready for the accessories and other decorations. I had to hit this section one more time because I wanted to stitch it on the outside just to add more asymmetry to the look. Obviously, I wanted that to sort of counteract the asymmetrical look. Oh, and here's another problem spot that I had to go back and zip up. But here, I just lined up the pocket and the zipper. And after construction, it looked like this. Obviously, there's some of the inside I have to restitch, but it's feeling good, it's looking good, and honestly, it's just proof of concept for the pattern. I was pretty tired at this point, but I knew there was a lot of work left to be done. As you can see, the top panel is just looking great. And next, we can move on to the hood. So I didn't really know what I was doing with the hood, to be quite honest with you. I had never done one before, and it was a lot of trial and error. But after I'd sewn it all together, it looked something like this. And this is about as complete as it will be for now. I may add some patches on in the future. I decided to flip them sort of opposite, so one of the liners would be on the outside, one of the liners would be on the inside. I just wanted to give it a little bit more asymmetry towards the hood. I thought it would look really weird if the body of the jacket was just super haphazard and then you get to the top and it's just flawless design. Obviously, it wasn't flawless design in the first place, but yeah. This is it so far. Obviously, as you can see around the waist area, there's a lot of uneven hemming, so I don't know what I'm going to do about that, but I'll probably add something on in the future. As far as I'm concerned, this is a fully functional jacket with some hangers to be cleaned off at the bottom, but I absolutely loved this design process. I left a lot of extra room in the back because I wanted to exaggerate the hood design. I absolutely love the way that it looks. And I also love that the top panel of the hood, you can see up there, has a flipped liner, and then as it goes back to the bottom, it's actually right side up. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. Good night.